Okay, I'm going to do a review on Red Heart Boutique Unforgettable yarn, and it is definitely easy to come by, and it is expensive. It's $5 a skein, but you do get some decent yardage. It's 280 yards, so that's not bad for the price. You're getting some decent yardage. And it says it's a worsted yarn. I find it's thinner than your average worsted yarn. So I'm using it on a fine gauge loom right now. And you can see the color gradients that's going on here. It's got a beautiful color gradients. But I would say it is definitely a thinner, on the thinner spectrum when it comes to a worsted yarn, is what I would say consistently. It's on the thinner spectrum of the worsted yarn. As for its strength, it does not sew up for anything. I had a time sewing up my gloves that I made with it, and I had a time sewing up my toe socks that I made with it. And so I find that if you're going to be sewing a item with it, trying to sew up, close it up, find another thread or yarn to close it up with, because it will constantly unravel and break. It's not heavily wound together, so it's kind of a fragile yarn when it comes to strength. It is, on the other hand, a very soft yarn. It's very soft. I think it's a wonderful yarn for socks and for gloves. I've tried different colors. This one was a little bit of a different color than this one, and I have made toe socks with the stained glass color. I would say consistently their color gradients are really nice. In this one, you're mostly going to be getting the fuchsia color with the accent of this beautiful blue-green color here. The candied one is actually more consistent in its color change. It's doing wonderful on a tunic I'm working on, and so I'm using this color here to make the tunic up. I would say overall it's not bad priced for the yardage you get, and it has a beautiful gradients in color, and I like the yarn a lot. I like the color gradients. I like the yardage you get, even though it's $5. I feel like you're getting a decent amount of yardage. There was plenty to make gloves, and so far there's plenty on working with it to make a tunic, so you can do big projects with it. So if you're looking to do a simple, I wouldn't suggest cabling with it. It doesn't have stretch to it. It doesn't have spring. But if you're wanting to do lace or some simple stitching with it, I would definitely suggest this yarn for some beautiful lacing and some simple stitch work, because the color gradients is what's the main thing when you're making with it. So that's the thing that's going to really come out about the Boutique Unforgettable. So I would definitely suggest this yarn if you are doing a lace, if you're making gloves or socks, or even a tunic, because it is a thinner worsted yarn. It's not going to be as thick and hot and bulky feeling. So that is my overall thoughts on the Red Heart Boutique Unforgettable.